तमेन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदामह्यं स्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्रान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीरमणेशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां साधुना रविपुत्रां साधुवेतं सावधूतं परिभाषयति कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादा श्रावणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम से नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांतं श्री राधा कांता नमोस्तुते सप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपां सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे। Yes, Hare Krishna. We were there on the 14th chapter. Last two slokas were remaining. The last section which of the 14th chapter was that uh, yes. So what is the symptom of one who has gone above the modes? What is the behavior of the person? And third question is that exactly how does it transcend the three modes? So these were the three questions has been asked. Ah, this is the 12. So Arjuna is asking these three questions. Arjuna Uvacha Keralenge Strin Guna Netan. Keralenge Strin Guna Netan. Atito Bhavati Prabhu Himachara Katham Chetan. Trin Gunan Pativartate. Here Arjuna is asking the three questions. The first is what? Keralenge Stri Guna Netan. So Linga means characteristic here. So what is the characteristic of the person who has gone beyond the modes? Then Kim Achara means what is his behavior? And then third question is Katham Chaitans means how does exactly he has gone the three modes, beyond the three modes? So then we saw the answers. Uh, how one, what is the symptoms? The symptom is one is detached. The first symptom is what? One is detached. Udasina, Asina. So it means what? That he is not affected uh, by so many things coming up in his life. Like, but he's a very strong observer of the inner world. And what we say, the mental world. He's able to see, oh, this is the thought which is coming, and it's not favorable for my Krishna consciousness. He does not pay attention to it. Just like in front of your house, hundreds and thousands of people are passing. You don't pay attention to them. So just like this person is like that, he don't pay attention to that. And if lust is passing, he not pay attention. But somebody pays attention to it, then he will get carried away. Lust, anger, greed, envy. And paying attention means if we contemplate, then one will get conquered by those anarthas, those thoughts. Yeah. But sometimes with Oasis Sadhaka, many of the time it happens that with all of us, and we get caught by that thought, and, or we somehow mistakenly paid attention to that thought. And then what happened? We had then later we suffer. But at least okay, initially you could not be observer. So at least one should be a later observer. And, means that what was my thought at that time, so I acted in this way. Mhm. That's what it is told here. We need to become conscious of our consciousness. And so this is about the person who is already gone beyond symptoms of the person who has gone beyond the boards is detached. Now, what is the behavior of such person? Behavior means uh, how does his acharan, his acharan is what is equipoised in all the situations. So sama sukha dukha swastha sama lota sma kanchana tulya priya priyo dhiras tulya nindam samstuti. Then mana apamana yastulya. So either there is a ninda and stuti, is equipoised. And man and apman is also there. But it's, that time also is equipoised. And so we saw that what is the difference between ninda and samstuti, man apman. So ninda and samstuti is that what others are doing to us. And somebody is doing in glorification, somebody is criticizing. But man and apman is about what I am feeling. Somebody might be praising, but I'm not getting the feeling of getting praised. So that become apmana. He is equipoised because he understands he's not excited by the material things. And because he understands the spiritual reality is the actual reality. He understands the material world is very temporary. The things will come and go. And, but with all of us, it may happen. And we start taking the material things very seriously. And when we take the material things very seriously, we get affected. And, so can you give examples from Shastra or somewhere where person got he started taking material things very seriously and due to that then he suffered like anything. Uh, yes, in the Nilkum.
Bharat Maharaj,
How?
when he took the material needs of deer very seriously, and
Hmm.
that's how he neglected his spiritual life.
Uh, but same Bharata Maharaj, when he become Jada Bharata, then you can see there is a equipoise. Uh, either his family members or relatives, how they are dealing with him. He is not worried about them. Or we say that how those robbers are trying to cut or give a bali his head in front of Kali. That time also. Even Rahugana is doing ninda of the Bharata because for him the spiritual reality was the actual reality. So this is the behavior of a person who is gone beyond the three modes. Now, very important thing is coming that how does exactly it transcend the modes? Then, so this will read Mam cha yoga vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samtityetana Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Yes, somebody can read this meaning, translation.
One who
As
engages in full
one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the moods of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Yes, the solution is what? Avyabicharini Bhakti Yogena. है ना? So this is the first shloka in the Gita where Bhakti Yoga word has been used. You will see there a Bhakti word is used many places, Yoga word is used many places, Bhakti Yoga word is used here only. है ना? So this is the, and then here it is told about Avyabicharini Bhakti. है ना? So what is the meaning of Avyabicharini means here? Avyabicharini means unfailing. है ना? Unfailing means what? Uninterrupted. है ना? Without getting distracted. He is just uh, he is doing means he is doing uninterrupted devotional service. है ना? If one regular uninterrupted means he is not obstructed by anything. He regularly, consistently keep on performing bhakti. है ना? So then what will happen? He will go beyond the modes. है ना? गुणान समतीत्येतान. है ना? Saguna samtityatan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. He will come to the level of Brahman. Jnana. So why it has been told here? You see, this whole concept has been told about Jnana Yogi. Jnana. The Jnana Yogi is performing here. If Jnana Yogi is regularly or uninterrupted devotional service is performing, he will come to the level of realization of Brahman. Jnana. So for a Jnana Yogi, the goal is Brahman, but he is taking the bhakti as a tool. Jnana. So by the help of bhakti as a tool, the Jnana Yogi is coming to the spiritual platform or Brahman platform. Now, uh, so that's what we need to understand. That this is about, he's not coming to the level of pure devotional service. His goal is not pure devotional service at all. His goal is what? To coming to the level of Brahman aspect. He's not coming to the level of Bhagavan aspect. है ना? So here, so even the Jnani, he can go the beyond the three modes if he performs the bhakti uninterruptedly. But here, unfailing does not mean, or unfailing is there, that not necessarily that one will be ahetuki. है ना? तो ahetuki means what? Unmotivated. तो ज्ञानी योगी है तो अनफेलिंग भक्ति कर रहा है, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो अहेतुकी भक्ति भी कर रहा है ना? जैसे हो सकता है कि हम में से बहुत सारे लोग और कोई भी बॉस, ऑल द डिवोटीज आर परफॉर्मिंग डिवोशनल सर्विस, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सब कोई लोग अहेतुकी भक्ति कर रहा है। हो सकता है कोई अनइंटरप्टेड भक्ति कर रहा है, हर दिन भक्ति कर रहा है, कंसिस्टेंटली भक्ति कर रहा है ना? कहीं रुकता नहीं है, एकदम डिसिप्लिन होके कर रहा है ना? लेकिन डज नॉट मीन दैट वो अहेतु की भक्ति कर रहा है ना? इसीलिए देर इज ए वन श्लोका इन श्रीमद् भागवतम, एंड वुड लाइक टू कोट दैट श्लोका which talks about their two aspects. Both are important, है ना? For uh, coming to the, or that is the highest dharma in one sense, or that is the pure devotional service, है ना? Yes, Mohit तुम.
स वै पुंसां परो धर्मः यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहेतुकी
हाँ,
प्रतीयता ययात्मा सुप्रसिद्ध.
exactly. तो ये आत्मा सुप्रसिद्ध थी will happen, or so this is the highest dharma, the paro dharma. What is the paro dharma? The bhakti to adhokshaji. Which kind of bhakti? the uninterrupted and unmotivated. And now, if I ask the questions, if you compare this unmotivated and uninterrupted, which is more important? Both are important, but which is, if you just have to, for our understanding, which is the first?
Unmotivated.
Unmotivated. And this should be unmotivated. And then with that, what we say, this is uninterrupted is also is important. But if you compare just unmotivation, it's very important. And that's why we say now, if we want to progress in Krishna consciousness, it's very important that since one should be sincere, one should be serious, one should be very without any ulterior motive. And the sincere serious is more talking about uninterrupted, and that without any ulterior motive is talking about ahituki. So that's why avyabhichari is talking about action, but the ahituki talking about intention. Ahituki is talking about what is the intention. Yes, here it is bhakti yoga, not spoken for the bhakta, but for the jnani practicing the bhakti yoga. For the jnani, bhakti may not be goal. So jnanis, so the bhakti may not be goal, but the bhakti they may use as a tool. And he can perform the uninterrupted bhakti. But if you see, so uttama bhakti is what? Anya abhilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavatam anukulyena krishnanu selanam bhakti uttama. The first thing is what? Anya abhilasa. It does not have any abhilasa. Only one, that you want to please Krishna, you want to serve Krishna. So when it becomes to the bhakti, jnana karmadi anavitam. This should not be covered by the jnana and karma. So one can take spiritual knowledge, but that knowledge should not cover his bhakti only. This is the desire to please Krishna. And karma also. So that is called Sudha Bhakti. So this
Prabhuji,
sloka, yes.
Prabhuji, any example in practical like कि कोई ज्ञानी योगी भक्ति को यूज करके मतलब ऐसा सुना नहीं है प्रभु जी ऐसा कुछ हमारे मॉडर्न टाइम में ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या प्रभु जी?
देखो, ये बाहर आपको कोई नहीं मिलेगा। हम ही लोग है ना, तो वे सब, और इधर में many devotees even they may not have a desire to for the Sudha Bhakti only. है ना? This is I am talking about the sometimes devotee having the some jnana, mixture of a jnana, or so that may be possible. But the thing, what we are talking about, is there outside anyone? So there are many people, they take the help of bhakti, है ना? Like exactly for jnana yogis, I don't able to see the example. I think, I hope so. The Prakasanand Saraswati and these all people will be there, coming to the level of that manner. Even Sarvam Bhattacharya in initial days. Just like Sarvam Bhattacharya was there. So Sarvam Bhattacharya was going to Jagannath temple, and he was almost taking care of all the services of Jagannath ji. Is it not? But he was very much rooted into what he was not having. He was very much attached to the rules, regulations of the what the rules of the Shastra. That's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he hears from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about glories of bhakti, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes with the Mahaprasad in front of Sarvam Bhattacharya. Immediately Sarvam Bhattacharya, although he got up from his bed, he forgot all rules and everything. He just came and accepted the Mahaprasad because he understood the glories of the devotional service, of accepting Mahaprasad. But if he would not have heard the glories of bhakti, you know, then initially he was very much into jnana. Jnana means what? He was very much attached to the those things, the certain those rules. But he did not understood the glories of bhakti. He was doing bhakti, and but he was more of a in the sense of realizing because he was also Brahmavadi in one sense, impersonalist. So he was more in the sense of that. But when so after hearing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his faith on bhakti becomes to another level. Is it clear? Hiranyamaya Nitaya Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How can perform devotional service without motivation? Means other motivation. Without motivation means what? है He is asking that how can will it be sentimental? He is doing with no motivation. No motivation, nahi. Some other motivation. Other motivations. So Jnana Yogi's motivation. His Jnani's motivation is what? He want to attain Brahman. He want to realize that Brahman. उनका भगवान का अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है? लॉर्ड इज दैट ब्रह्मन, है ना? बट ही डज सम पूजा पाठ आल्सो, है ना? And somehow this understanding has gone very deeper in India, many places. And in general also people do not have this knowledge, but they do this only. What? वो पूजा पाठ करेंगे, लेकिन अगर आप उनसे पूछेंगे कि भगवान कौन है? भगवान निराकार है ना? Getting? So very much it's gone to the that way of many people's understanding. Now, like we are living in this voice, IT voice here. The uncle ji down with the voice owner is there. He does all part of bhakti. And in the morning he'll get up 3 o'clock, and do he will chant Hare Krishna mantra also. है But उनसे पूछोगे तो or he has attraction for Krishna also. But if you ask that who is God, is Krishna is if you go more deeper and discussion, then he has more faith on impersonalism. Getting he has more faith on the impersonal. So he will tell भगवान तो निराकार है, वो तो सब जगह है ना? He's gone to the very deep. Okay, है ना? तो फाइनली जाके कृष्ण में ही मिल जाना है. So it is like that. Hmm. Now, what causes the interruption in now? This is very important to understand. Because devotees are putting questions. आप भी नारायण हो, हाँ. अंकल जी बोलते हैं कि आप भी नारायण हो. ठीक है. Like once we went to this Badrinath. So in Badrinath, somehow we went to one yogi. And some devotee wanted to see the yogis. Devotee curiosity is there, but sometimes curiosity may kills the cat. है So then many devotees they went to hear from this yogi Baba. तो जैसे ही तो हमने सोचा कि कुछ अच्छे वचन बोलेंगे, वो भगवान का कुछ गुणगान करेंगे, है ना? तो हम सबको पहले कुछ प्रसाद दिया, जब वो है ना कुछ चने वने दिए, और उसके बाद में सबको डिवोटीज को बैठा दिया, और फिर सब डिवोटीज बैठने के बाद में वो बोलने लगा, आज तो मुझे साक्षात नारायण के दर्शन हो गए. इतने नारायण आ गए मेरे सामने घर में, है ना? So devotee somehow because he gave prasad and he was very sweet talker, so everybody was feeling obliged to sit there. But then some devotees is getting up and started going. Like Hari Kripa, he went away first. And then another devotee went away. One by one, all devotees came out. And then he also understood that there is some philosophical mismatch is there. Then we thank you very much. We are going. We immediately left. Mhm. We need to be very alert and careful about it. But then now this is very important to understand. now we understood that uh, by the help of bhakti, uninterrupted bhakti, he goes beyond the moods. You know? But now somebody want to do uninterrupted bhakti. What is the obstacle in uninterrupted bhakti? The moods. Three modes are obstacle for uninterrupted bhakti. You know? And it is also told that by doing uninterrupted bhakti, one will go beyond the modes. And modes ही उसका obstacle है uninterrupted bhakti में, और uninterrupted bhakti करके ही वो modes के बाहर जाएगा. Then what is the solution? है ना? तो फिर कैसे? क्योंकि already we are in modes are binding us. है ना? So how we can do uninterrupted bhakti? है ना? So then, what is the solution? The solution is that कि whatever capacity one has, है ना? ठीक है, वो तमोगुण के अंदर भी उसका जितना कैपेसिटी भक्ति करने का वो उतना भक्ति करे, एंड बाय दैट ही विल कम टू रजोगुण, है ना? और बाय दैट देन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ही विल कम टू सत्वगुण, एंड देन ही विल गो बियॉन्ड, है ना? तो मोड्स वी से दैट modes completely bind the person, but still there is some chances there. Whatever the capacity at that level a person has, if he performs bhakti, he will go beyond the modes. You know, like you see the sometime a first year student, or you go for Harinam Sankirtan, some drunkard will be there and he start dancing in chant Sankirtan. Is it not? Or some devotees pull him inside the circle and he start dancing in different ways. You know? And then he start liking it. You know? And then when he comes out drinking state, and then he says, oh, who were these people? And then somehow he may land to temple, come to temple. And regularly coming to temple, then over a period of time, he start hearing classes. And then he may give up drinking. Is it not? That whatever the level he was there, he performed some bhakti, he came to above level. You know? So we need to understand that uh, at whatever level we are, if we perform bhakti, we will go above. You know? But what is very important, that if we practice devotional service as much consistently as possible, then it will quickly happen. We will come to the, as a devotee, because I'm not, right now I'm not talking about Jnani Yogi, but I'm talking about devotees who has proper motivation. You know? Then if devotee performing devotional service consistently, then he comes to the level of pure devotion. You know? So for all of us, we have a desire to serve Krishna, please Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. But because we are not able to do uninterrupted bhakti because of moods. But if we try to do it, if we consistently make it possible as our whatever our capacity is there, then we will come to the level of pure devotion, uninterrupted and motivated devotional service. Like we see Bilu Mangal Thakur, so he could consistently, because he was having that, the one point of time that happened again, his eyes were going to the woman. So then what happened? Then he was feeling so much pain, and he intensified his bhakti. He prayed to the Lord, and due to that, he came to that level of uninterrupted and motivated devotional service. But by performing uninterrupted bhakti, Jnani will come to the level of Brahman. Yes, somebody can read this highlighted one quickly.
As explained before, the material world is acting under the spell of the modes of material nature. One should not be disturbed by the activities of the modes of nature. Instead of putting his consciousness into such activities, he may transfer his consciousness to Krishna activities. Krishna activities are known as Bhakti Yoga, always acting for Krishna.
So many times what happen? We get disturbed by the activities of the modes of nature. It means what we have done. अरे मैं तमोगुण में जाके क्या कर लिया था? So many times our consciousness become uh, thinking about the problems. है ना? Getting. So many times, actually, what happen when we too much think about problems, then we go more down actually. But we need to understand that Rajoguna, Tamoguna is acting. Only solution is Krishna consciousness. So I should focus my mind into Krishna. That is the only solution. And, but many times devotees also, and with all of us, it happens that we may start focusing on problems. Or we may start focusing on the activities of Tamoguna and Rajoguna. How I acted like this, how I acted like this. And so if we again and again think like that, so that will set a negative mental attitude and that will take us more down. And it is very important that we focus on. And yes, okay, that mistake had happened. So let me focus on Krishna consciousness. And because that is only solution. Because I get again and again pulled by Rajoguna Tamoguna, but the solution is Krishna consciousness only. So let my so our effort should not be dealing with the problem. Our effort should be to focus ourselves in Krishna consciousness, to absorb ourselves in Krishna consciousness. And at our level, absorbing Krishna consciousness is very easy if we render service. है ना? Because it's easy for us to engage our senses in Krishna service. Yes. So this whole purport is very good. Yes. Devesh, can read ahead. Yes.
It includes not only Krishna, but his different plenary expansions such as Ram and Narayan. He has innumerable expansions. One who is engaged in the service of any of the forms of Krishna or of his plenary expansions is considered to be transcendently situated. One should also note that all the forms of Krishna are fully transcendental, blissful, full of knowledge, and eternal. Such personalities of Godhead are omnipotent and omniscient, and they possess all transcendental qualities. So, if one engages himself in the service of Krishna or his plenary expansions with unfailing determination, although these modes of material nature are very difficult to overcome, one can overcome them easily. This has already been explained in the 7th chapter. One who surrenders unto Krishna at once surmounts the influence of the modes of material nature. To be in Krishna consciousness or in devotional service means to acquire equality with Krishna. The Lord says that his nature is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, and the living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme as gold particles are part of a gold mine. Thus, the living entity in his spiritual position is as good as gold, as good as Krishna in quality. The difference of individuality continues. Otherwise, there would be no question of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means that the Lord is there, the devotee is there, and the activity of exchange of love between the Lord and the devotee is there. Therefore, the individuality of two persons is present in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the individual person. Otherwise, there would be no meaning to Bhakti Yoga. If one is not situated in the same transcendental position with the Lord, one cannot serve the Supreme Lord. To be a personal assistant to a king, one must acquire the qualification. Thus, the qualification is to become Brahman or freed from all material contamination. It is said in the Vedic literature, Brahmev san Brahmapi eti. One can attain the Supreme Brahman by becoming Brahman. Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 4.4.6. This means that one must qualitatively become one with Brahman. By attainment of Brahman, one does not lose his eternal Brahman identity as an individual soul.
Yes. So this, if you see, that very difficult to overcome, Prabhupada is telling the modes of material nature. But it becomes very easy if one surrenders to Krishna. Devasi Gunmai, Mama Maya Duratteya, Mame Ve Prapadyante Maya Mitam Tarantate. And then what is the example? Then what is the confidence here? The Krishna is telling that if you surrender to me, And you cannot do by your endeavor, but your endeavor should be for surrendering to me. And like another sloka you see, what is that? That sannyas mantra also, that is how it begins. Am tarishyami duranta panam kamamukhan nagaranase vayeva. Anybody knows how this sloka begins? Aham tarishyami duranta param kamamukhandagramise vayeva.
एतां सास्थाय प्राप्निष्ठाम्
हाँ, इताम शास्त्राय परात्मनिष्ठाम अध्यासिताम पूर्वतमे ऋषिभिः अहम तरिष्यामि दुरंत पारम तमो मुकुंदाग्रम से भयेव, है ना? एताम च आत्मा है परात्मनिष्ठाम. So see, he is fixed up. That is, he has full confidence. There are many by taking shelter of the Lord, है ना, has crossed this ocean of material world. I will also take the shelter. I will also going taking the shelter of the Lord in their footsteps. I will cross over this material world. And Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhautitani Vetitani, there has been many who got purified, and by following this process of bhakti. And so now this is the first accept solution. Then what is that? If I how I can overcome the modes of material nature? By surrendering to Krishna. And if I surrender to Guru and Krishna, Parampara, then this I can go beyond. So my whole endeavor should be surrender, and not with the fighting with the problems of this material. And second aspects we can see here, and if one want to be situated on that transcendental platform, then one has to become qualified. What is the meaning of becoming qualified? He has to have the qualities like the Lord. On so because Lord is completely pure. If we have to serve that completely pure Lord, then you have to become pure, is it not? अभी जैसे किसी बहुत महाराज को सर्व करना है, बहुत सीनियर डिवोटी को सर्व करना है ना, तो उसके लिए उस लेवल पे डिवोटी भी होना चाहिए. आप आधे घंटे एक घंटे के लिए सेवा कर सकते हैं लेकिन आपको कंसिस्टेंटली उस सीनियर डिवोटी या सन्यासी को या फिर बहुत ग्रेट पर्सनैलिटीज को सर्व करना है, तो आपको भी उस लेवल पे होना चाहिए, है ना? नहीं तो व्यक्ति सर्व नहीं कर पाएगा. इज इट नॉट? So one of the servant of like Radesh, I'm just giving example. Radheshap was one of the servant. He was telling me, "Arey, Prabhuji, it's become very tough to serve with the Prabhuji, being as a personal servant." You know? So he was telling just one thing. He was telling that Prabhuji, in night only 2 o'clock he will get up, immediately, and he will feel it is a 4:30 already, and then he will get up 1 o'clock, then he will say, what is the time? Then 2 o'clock he'll get up again. It's not 4:30. Getting. He was telling, I'm not on that level. Please give me separate room where I can sleep there. Like that. So this we need to understand to serve the great personality. We also same way we need to, if we want to serve the Supreme Lord, we have to be on that level. But right now, then why we are serving the Supreme Lord? The purpose of right now serving the Supreme Lord, we get purified, so that we come to that level where we can serve the Lord eternally. And now currently we are in the mode. So coming out of mode will only happen by service to Lord. And when we serve the Lord, we'll get purified, then we can serve the Lord in the spiritual world on that spiritual platform. Okay. Now this, okay. Next sloka. Brahmano hi pratishthaham amritaasaya vesya cha sasvatasya cha dharmasya sukha sekantikasya. So this sloka is telling, Krishna is telling, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. So this is so amazing here, Anna, to understand. Anna. Here Krishna is telling Brahman and Aham. Both these words are together here. Getting. So he's telling Brahmano hi pratishtha means what? That I am the basis. Pratishtha means rest. The Brahman rest upon me. It means what? The Brahman is different and Bhagavan aspect is different. Which is direct. Clearly it is there. So Krishna is, but many of the this my Brahmavadis, Mayavadis, they say then the Krishna, the God is the Brahman. But Krishna is saying, no, the Brahman rest upon me. I am the basis of Brahman. And it means what? Krishna is the higher reality. And because he is the basis. And director says that I am the basis of this, all the rules, laws of the college. It means what? The director is higher than college. And let's just like Bali Maharaj's case. The Bali Maharaj is having the whole kingdom. When Vaman Dev takes away whole kingdom, the Bali says, now, now I am there. I can fully, I am surrendering to you fully. Because the higher than the kingdom is king. And so same way here, the higher than the Brahman is what? The Krishna Bhagavan aspect. That is the higher grade. And this Brahman is what Amrita, the qualities of the Brahman has been told. It is imperishable, avyaya, and sasvatasya is eternal. And as I am the basis of impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. But now let us understand. There is called Brahmanand. There is called Bhakti Anand. The Brahman, the Bhakti Anand, Bhakti Anand is higher than Brahmanand. Why? Because Bhakti Ananda gives the arena of full emotion. But in Brahmananda, the emotion is not there. In Brahman, there is no one to serve. Brahma Jyoti, if you go. But what is the happiness of Brahmananda is there? The happiness of Brahman is the happiness of a negation. That is freed from the cycle of birth and death. What is the happiness of negation or happiness of getting freed from certain things? Just like we get relief from some suffering, then we become happy. But that is not happiness, that is a relief. But that happiness is called Brahmananda in one sense. The negation from the suffering. Okay, happiness of the negation. Just like one example, they say we cannot be compared this to Brahmanand, but just at our level to understand, we can talk about. When our stomach is cleared in the morning time, we feel relieved to come. Is it not? So that's you can understand. But when you eat varieties of prasad, that is Anand. You can compare like Bhakti Ananda and Brahmanand in this way. So when it comes to a spiritual platform, now very important is that I have to act upon that platform. So if one is coming to means what it comes to the level of Brahman platform, it's very important that one act upon that platform. And what is that platform? Because Jiva's nature is to serve. Jiva is Saurupya Krishna Nityadas. But if one has come to the Brahman platform, but if one is not serving the Lord, one is not serving the Lord and his devotees, then what will happen? He has to come down. So that's why then that Jivatma comes down and starts serving the other living entities. Yes, someone can read this highlighted one. Then.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that although a person may rise to the stage of impersonal Brahman, Without going further, with no information of the Supreme Person, his intelligence is not perfectly clear. Therefore, in spite of being raised to the Brahman platform, there is a chance of falling down if one is not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord.
हम्म तो दिस वन इट इज जस्ट लाइक आप टेंपल में रह रहे हैं तो टेंपल में डीटीज नहीं है डिवोटीज नहीं है और आप अकेले हैं हाउ मेनी डेज यू कैन स्टे इन टेंपल otherwise pyramid man is who is there
बृहस्पति
how many days you can stay in temple
0 days Swati.
0 days so that's what it is the that it comes down yes read ahead someone this the highlighted one only
Therefore, realization of Brahman or eternity or imperishability is included in devotional service. This is already possessed by a person who is engaged in devotional service. In his
why?
constitution, yes.
Why? Because the Supreme Lord is full in the six opulences. When a devotee approaches him, there is exchange of these six opulences. The servant of kings enjoys an equal, almost equal level with the king. So eternal happiness, imperishable happiness, and eternal life accompany devotional service. Yes, read this one. This is very important.
In his constitutional position, a living entity is above the three modes of material nature, but association with material nature entangles him in the different modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Due to the association of these three modes, his desire to dominate the material world is there. By engagement in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness, he is immediately situated in the transcendental position, and his unlawful desire to control the material nature is removed. Therefore, the process of devotional service beginning with hearing, chanting, remembering the prescribed 9 methods for realizing devotional service should be practiced in association of devotees. Gradually, by such association, by the influence of the spiritual master, one's material desire to is removed, and one becomes firmly situated in the Lord's transcendental loving service. This method is prescribed from the 22nd to the last verse of this chapter. Devotional service to the Lord is very simple. One should always engage in the service of the Lord, should eat the remnants of foodstuffs offered to the deity, smell the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, see the places where the Lord had his transcendental pastimes, read of the different activities of the Lord, his reciprocation of love with his devotees, chant always the transcendental vibrations Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and observe the fasting days, commem- commemorating the appearances and disappearances of the Lord and his devotees. By following such a process, one becomes completely detached from all material activities. One who can thus situate himself in the Brahma Jyoti or the different varieties of the Brahman conception is equal to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in quality.
Yes. So here Prabhupada is telling about that Lana. This okay, actually what is the root problem is what? The desire to lording over the matter nature or controlling the matter nature. And what is the solution for this? The process of devotional service, beginning from the hearing, chanting, and remembering. And so this consistently, if we follow this line process of devotional service, this begins with the hearing, chanting, and remembering. So this, in that also the first hearing is very important. Regularly, if we hear, our consciousness will become proper. Like if you, or if you can hear, there is a one lecture of Srila Prabhupada on 1.8.19 of Bhagavad Gita. Not Srimad Bhagavatam. 1.8.19. There's a Maya Javanika Channam. This shloka is there, the prayers of Prativaran. Where Prabhupada says, if we do not hear, then what will happen? The curtain of Maya will come, and that will cover our consciousness. And Lord is adopts us. And now it is very difficult to understand Lord. And if we do not hear, then we are becoming a fool. So three things he says. First is what? The first of all, the Lord is adoxus. He is beyond our sense perception. It is very difficult for us to understand the Lord. Second thing, Maya's curtain is very strong. And above that, then Prabhupada is telling you are becoming Agya. Agya means you are not hearing about the Lord. Now, how this curtain of Maya will be removed and then we'll take shelter of the Lord. So then Prabhupada says that this hearing, if we do not do this hearing, then whole process of bhakti will become burden for you. Deities in the temple will become gala graha कि मेरे गुरुजी ने ये गले के ऊपर क्या बोझा दे दिया है ना. Everything will become burden. That's why Prabhupada says that regularly this hearing is very important. And then like Sudama Prabhu once came to, he was telling that है ना, कि हमको इस कान से सुनना चाहिए और उस कान से निकालना नहीं चाहिए, अंदर जाना चाहिए. इस कौन से सुना, उस कौन से निकल गया तो तुम्हारा मुस्कान चला जाएगा. One thing he says, another thing he was telling that was what, हमारे कान फ्यूज नहीं होने चाहिए, नहीं तो हम कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. तो कान में है ना, means it means what he was telling that we need to hear. And in association and hearing in association devotees is actually the most important. That will give relish to the heart. So gradually, by such association of devotees, then what by influence of spiritual master, and once mental desire to dominate is removed. And in association devotees, hearing from spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, then what will happen? Our desire to dominate this material world will leave. This is very important to understand. And then by following this process, which has been Prabhupada, everything one by one is explaining. Eat only prasad, engage in the service of the Lord, and so these all things we should do. And by following such process, one become completely detached from all material activities. Okay, now anyone has any question? So, now this ends the 14 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Now the thing comes about the 15 chapters. The 15th chapter is because I was telling na, the 13th chapter there is a one sloka is a bija vakya. What is the bija vakya? Purusha prakriti sto hi bhunte prakriti jana guna. The desire to enjoy is the seed. The seed is nourished by three modes of material nature. So that we read. अभी देखो सीड को नरिश करते हैं तो फिर क्या होता है, में नेता को बताएंगे. If you see nourish the seed, then what happen?
जी वो और बढ़ेगा,
और
उसमें फल
बढ़ेगा
फूल
तो
आएंगे, फल फूल
पूरा
आएंगे.
ट्री आ जाएगा, है ना. पहले प्लांट बनेगा, फिर देन इट विल कम द फुल ट्री. तो वो ट्री कैसा रहता है, व्हाट इज द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ दैट ट्री हैज बीन गिवन इन 15 चैप्टर्स. That's how the 15th chapter begins. And then who is on the top of the tree, who is on the low part of the tree, that has been given in the 16th chapter. And who are there in between, that is 17th chapter. And then 18th chapter is conclusion. So now already we have one as the seed and one is nourished. The seed is nourished by three modes. Now the whole tree is coming up. Then the jiva getting entangled into material existence. Then the whole tree of this material existence will be told in the next chapter. Yes. What is question?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु. प्रभु जी हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे उस वाले में कि वो योगी और भक्ति योगी, तो प्रभु जी ऐसा पॉसिबल हो सकता है क्या प्रभु जी कि इस्कॉन में भी लोग ज्ञान योगी हो सकते हैं ऐसा?
क्यों नहीं हो
क्योंकि
सकता?
ऐसा मतलब शास्त्रों को पढ़ना भी
कैसे हो
भक्ति.
सकता है? शास्त्रों को किस मोटिवेशन से पढ़ रहे हैं वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ना.
ओके
है ना,
भाई।
इसलिए गाना कवर नहीं करना चाहिए। एक बार मैं भगवत गीता पढ़ थर्ड टाइम आई वाज गोइंग टू रीड भगवत गीता, आई थिंक 2018 or 19. I thought this book distribution time I will read the whole Bhagavad Gita. I so I before that I went to Premanampu for asking for blessing. Prabhuji, please bless me so that I can read in 2 months the whole Bhagavad Gita. And, with distribution I'll read also. Prabhuji told, okay, you read, but your mood of reading should be clear. Why you are reading? You should not read for the information. You should not read for showing others. You should not read for getting more knowledge. You read for the pleasing the Lord. If I read, Lord will be pleased. Guru Maharaj will be pleased. Getting
प्रभु जी, लेकिन जैसे हम भक्ति शास्त्री कर रहे हैं, इतना डीपली जाके समझ रहे हैं, तो ये भी
क्यों कर रहे
नॉलेज
हैं?
के लिए।
आपका
नॉलेज।
पहले एक लेक्चर हुआ होगा, व्हाट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ भक्ति शास्त्री, व्हाई शुड डू इट, हुआ क्या?
यस यस
इंट्रोडक्टरी
भाई।
क्लास.
यस भाई।
Without that, it is all will become done. But see, after, after hearing this all, we should understand that first of all, our faith in what we are doing should increase. We should take our we start taking more shelter of the process. Our faith is increasing. That's why we start taking the more shelter of the process, and we and our conception become completely clear. And that what is bhakti, and if I follow this process sincerely, Krishna, that is the way. That is bhakti. And ठीक है. Yes, इंद्रनील को.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanad Pranam. Prabhuji, today you explained about two very important aspects of bhakti, अहेतुकी and अप्रतिहता. तो
Yes.
इसमें प्रभुजी आपने पूछा था कि इसमें ज्यादा क्रुशियल क्या है, अहेतुकी या अप्रतिहता, और उसका
हाँ.
आंसर आया था कि अहेतुकी होना चाहिए. क्योंकि प्रभुजी इसमें डाउट आ रहा था कि पहले से हम कई बार सुनते हैं, एंड वी हियर एग्जांपल्स आल्सो फ्रॉम शास्त्र, दैट इफ समवन इज अप्रतिहता, मतलब करते रहता है, then the speciality of worshipping Krishna is that, and also different demigods is that Krishna purifies. जैसे हम ध्रुव महाराज का एग्जांपल सुनते हैं, उनका स्टार्टिंग में हेतु जो था वो इट वाज नॉट लाइक अहेतुकी, इट वाज विथ सम मोटिव, बट विथ ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ वैष्णव गुरु ही केम टू प्योर प्लेटफॉर्म. और आपने आज के क्लास में भी एग्जांपल दिया था सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य का, वो भी पहले उनका ज्ञान की तरफ ज्यादा झुका होता है, बट व्हेन ही मेट चैतन्य महाप्रभु इट गॉट प्यूरिफाइड. सो प्रभु जी फिर उससे लगता है कि एंड ये क्वेश्चन इसलिए आता है प्रभु जी कि हमारे भी मन में मतलब हेतु
बहुत सारे.
नहीं है, लेकिन बट
हाँ.
वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिकम फर्स्ट कंसिस्टेंट. सो इसमें मुझे डाउट आता है.
हाँ, वो you are asking very important, very good question. This is to see we may not be on the. There is a one thing, if you compare just on technical basis on these two, which is more important, right? So that I was talking that in technical basis, which is intention is very very important. Is it not? Are you understanding
Yes,
the? Uh,
yes प्रभु जी, yes प्रभु जी.
like all of us may be having other hetus, is it not? है ना? Maybe having, but our aspiration is that we want to go to that platform of hetuki. And Hare Krishna, Indranil, Indranil, who is there?
I think that he got disconnected.
I think you got. So what I was telling, yes, both are very very important. We will get purified. Our other desires will get purified if we consistently following in the footstep of uh, the Guru Parampara, whatever the Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. है ना? But it is very important that the uh, aspirations has to be in the right directions.
ओके लाइक जैसे कि आपने बताया वी हैव टू बी कॉन्शियस अबाउट अवर कॉन्शियसनेस, वी शुड हैव डिजायर टू हैव प्रॉपर डिजायर.
हाँ, exactly. That builds a service story. But otherwise, yes, we all are on that. So there's see, if you see the Jnani yogis there now, so Jnani yogi have no aspiration to attain Krishna.
यस प्रभु जी, वो ब्राह्मण जो तक.
We, he is doing uninterrupted bhakti, but his aspiration is not there to attain Krishna only. So where he goes, Brahman platform, is it not?
यस यस प्रभु.
But he comes down. But now let us. This is in our sense. We have like initially only we device only we start telling the goal of life is to go back to Godhead to please Krishna. Is it not?
यस यस प्रभु. फिर समझ आ
In
गया.
that.
इट इज लाइक अ वेक्टर. आपको
हाँ,
मैग्नीट्यूड तो होना चाहिए ही, लेकिन पहले से डायरेक्शन भी थोड़ा सही होना
हाँ,
चाहिए, तभी फायदा.
exactly, exactly.
यस प्रभु, थैंक यू.
इसलिए आप देखेंगे आई वाज जस्ट रीडिंग माधुरी कादम्बनी, तो इन दैट इट कम्स है ना विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती से वो राइट वैल्यू सिस्टम होना बहुत जरूरी है। कोई भी भक्ति कर रहा है ना, इसलिए वो शुरू से ही वो सही डायरेक्ट वैल्यू सिस्टम होना बहुत जरूरी है। एक somebody shifting to voice है ना, तो वो वॉइस में आ सकता है, क्यों? तो गुडनेस का एटमॉस्फेयर है, सब कुछ है, बढ़िया है। लेकिन कृष्ण के प्रति उसका कोई वो थोड़ा भी भाव नहीं है। उसको ये भी नहीं पता है कि कृष्ण परम भगवान है ना। और क्या कहते हैं कि वो है ना, ये मान के चला कि शिव जी ही परम है, और उसको कृष्ण बताओ तो बड़ा चिढ़ हो जाता है, वो गुस्सा हो जाता है। अंडरस्टैंडिंग ना, तो ये completely hates कृष्णा।
यस यस
So
प्रभु.
I was understanding that वो Vishwanath Chandra Thakur says in Mother Kadamini, it's very important that we give right value system to the people. And what is that right value system? That Krishna is the Supreme Lord, this first understanding. And if how I can approach Krishna through devotees, through Srila Prabhupada, following their instructions, then I can please Krishna. This has to go properly. अभी उस लेवल पे वो नहीं है, but if this is there, understanding is proper value system is there. That's why we give 18 items of knowledge we teach, right? In second year only, as soon as first year only we teach. एंड पूरी भगवत गीता पढ़ने के बाद में हमारा ये वैल्यू सिस्टम और स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए। हमारा फेथ कृष्ण के ऊपर, भक्ति के ऊपर, ये सब और स्ट्रांग हो। इफ दैट इज हैपनिंग, दैट इज सक्सेस। बट समबडी जरा टेक्निकली मैं समझ गया, है ना, भक्त कौन होता है, योगी कौन होता है, कर्म योगी कौन होता है, कर्म संन्यास, है ना, संन्यास क्या होता है, कर्म संन्यास क्या होता है, गेटिंग, तो उससे नहीं होगा। ठीक है।
यस, थैंक यू प्रभु.
द पर्पज ऑफ टेक्निकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग शुड लीड टू द अवर मोर डिवोशन फॉर द हरे कृष्ण। श्रील प्रभुपाद जी की जय। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ऑफ योर enthusiastic participation. हरे कृष्ण।